Okay, basically, so Floyd Mayweather is still allowed to be the WBC champion at 147 and 154 pounds. But there's a catch. He is what is being called the WBC Emeritus champ. And what that means is, it means that he's like an honorable, it's a special type of champion. It's like you're not getting stripped. They're allowing you to retire. And basically, when he comes back, he's allowed to get a shot at either Danny Garcia, the winner of Danny Garcia versus Amir Khan, or at 154, Anthony Mundine versus Jermell Charlo. And remember, the Danny Garcia-Amir Khan fight, that would happen at 147 because Amir Khan is the #1 WBC mandatory for Floyd Mayweather, or now the WBC. He's the mandatory for the WBC title, 147 pounds. And then #2 behind him is Danny Garcia at 147. So basically, coming up very soon, it seems, we're going to have the WBC order Amir Khan versus Danny Garcia for the full 147-pound title. And what happens is, if Floyd Mayweather comes back, he'll have to fight. Well, if Floyd Mayweather comes back, since he's the Emeritus champion, he'll have dibs on the winner of the Danny Garcia versus Amir Khan fight. So basically, when he comes back, he's not going to be the champion for the division, but he'll be able to fight for the championship, and be ranked after coming back from retirement, even though we know he would have got a shot at the title anyway. Now, what does it mean? What does it really mean? To cut all the bullshit aside, that means the 147-pound title at WBC and a 154-pound title WBC is basically free. The WBC is going to decide what they're going to do with that meaning order fights for the belts sometime in the next few weeks. Right now, it's November the 2nd, 2015. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. And basically, we actually get in what we wanted. The belts are not being held onto by Floyd Mayweather until he decides when he's going to fight. So I was wondering what the WBC was going to do, because Floyd Mayweather is saying he's retired, but yet not wanting to give up his belts. So he's still WBA champion, Super World champion at 147 pounds with the WBA and at 154 pounds with the WBA. We don't know if the WBA is going to do the same thing. With the WBA, I'm pretty much sure they're going to let him hold on to his titles to whenever they decide to. I don't know. I just don't see the WBA ever stripping Floyd, and I don't see them the type of organization to make an emeritus champion, even though they have so many different belts. I mean, at one point in time, 2 weeks ago, they had 2 different interim champions. The WBA had 2 interim champions, Chris Eubank Jr., and I forgot the other guy's name. And then you got Gennady Golovkin, who's WBA Super World Champion, and Danny Jacobs, who's the WBA World Champion. So long story short, Floyd Mayweather is still the champion with the WBA in both divisions, but when it comes to the WBC, he gets dibs on a winner of whoever the WBC orders to fight for the titles at 147, which will likely be Danny Garcia and Amir Khan, and 154, Anthony Mundine and Jermell Charlo. Anthony Mundine has been wanting the Floyd Mayweather fight for the longest. Jermell Charlo just called out Floyd Mayweather this last week. He doesn't have a belt. Jamal's the one with the belt, remember. Anthony Mundine is fighting like number 13 ranked in the WBC, Charles Hatley, in a couple of weeks. Amir Khan just basically pulled out of a Ruslan Provodnikov fight. He has no opponents. He's saying that talks with Manny Pacquiao are going well, yet Manny Pacquiao is saying talks with Floyd Mayweather are going on at this point in time. I don't know what's going on. Somebody's lying somewhere, right? Because how is Amir Khan, and I know this is not an Amir Khan video, how is Amir Khan negotiating with Pacquiao when Pacquiao's saying he's negotiating with Floyd? But, this is to talk about the belt situation. So as it stands right now, sometime in the next couple of weeks, the WBC and WBC titles at 154 and 147 are going to be free. It's going to be interesting because now we're going to really find out if Floyd Mayweather is really retired or not. He wasn't at the WBC commission where WBC actually announced that Floyd was going to be the Emeritus champion. I do know a guy named Dewan Blake from the Money Team was actually in attendance at the WBC convention. Also, of course, Bottle Jack was there, who's a Mayweather Promotions fighter, but Mayweather wasn't there himself. I wonder why, because maybe he would have been getting a lot of questions about if you're fighting again and what's going on with the WBC belt situation. I guess he wanted to avoid the whole headache, but a lot of people feel, and a lot of industry sources feel that Floyd Mayweather's not really retired. When that new arena opens up in April, the new MGM Grand AEG Arena opens up in April, a lot of people are talking that he's going to be the, or what I'm hearing is that he's going to be the first official opening boxing match in that arena. Who will he be fighting, and will belts be on the line? I don't know. But if it's going to be Amir Khan needs to get a big fight, man. Fight Danny Garcia in a rematch or something, you know, because it just seems like he's just trying to fight any old body to get Mayweather. You know, he's just so thirsty. TstreeT Controversy Live.